Good morning, everyone. This is our first live stream on Zoom. So I thought what I'd do is I would jump on. If you know us, you'll know that we are from the Joinery Coach, and we help joinery businesses, kitchen cabinets, furniture, those sorts of businesses. Good morning, everyone. Please feel free to jump into our channel. This is my first live stream on YouTube, so I'm playing with the tech a little bit, trying to get things right. I thought what I'd do today with this free live session we're going to give you here today is I thought I'd talk a little bit about how we can help you get your people to step up and do better work. In other words, help you make better people. That's a common statement we hear quite a bit, that I want to find good people. And in many cases, we find that people already have good people, but don't really know that yet. So I wanted to just go over with you some of the things that we do in the Joinery Coach as a standard way of working with people, and how do we help you find better people. So I'm going to share my screen with you here right now, and we're going to do a little bit of drawing. So this will be a little bit of fun, but yeah, please stick with us, and hopefully we'll get something that you can take away from this. So we find that, if we draw this out on a matrix, we find that this helps quite a bit. So one of the things that we find is that we find that your staff are not engaged. This matrix here is people, and we could say that your people are low engagement or high engagement. In other words, if you have a team of people, which most businesses do, are they asking questions? Are they engaged? Or are they just sitting around waiting for you to tell them what to do? Sitting around waiting for you to tell them what to do is what we would call low engagement. If your people are asking questions and stepping up and taking charge, that would be high engagement. The other matrix that we use here is what we call the process matrix. So if your business has written processes, standard operating procedures that your people can follow, they'll either be well written, well documented, well researched, and working extremely well for you, or there will be none of them. So if we look at the other matrix and we say that there's no process, or we can say you have a great process. Right? So those are sort of the two axes that we're working with. And we can use this to our advantage to figure out what do we actually need to do with your people, because we find that those two factors are a really big determining factor in how great your people work. So let's dig into this a little bit deeper, shall we? And let's say, okay, if your people have high engagement, let's just put some color in here so it looks a little bit cool. Let's just say your people have high engagement, but you actually have no process. In other words, nothing's written down, nothing's happening. We often find that in a business, this is what we call the low cash zone. And we call that the low cash zone simply because we find that if you're a business that has great people, but you've got no processes, quite often you're doing something that is not particularly specialized or unique in any way, and your people are not able to repeat the processes to much effect. So we find that a lot of people with bad process but highly engaged people can still end up with low cash in your business, because your people are trying to do great work, but they have a really bad process. In other words, there's lots of defects, lots of errors, maybe even bad quality going out the door, which leads to a ton of rework. So great people that are engaged but don't follow a great process is still going to end up with some really bad stuff happening in your business. The other side of this is if you have no process and you have people that are very disengaged from what you're doing, what we find is this is what we call the defect zone. So in other words, you have some really, really good people. Sorry, you have people that are very disengaged from your business and what you're trying to do, and there's no process to follow. So all day long, they're just making defects and errors. And it's probably not only what we would call the defect zone, but it's probably also pain and suffering. So if your staff just don't care, they're just not asking questions. They're not they're not wanting to know how to do things. They just want to be told what to do. And you haven't given them a process to follow. You'll find that really what they're making is mistakes and defects and errors, and probably creating a whole lot of pain and suffering for you and your customers. The other side of this is where we say, look, we've got staff that are disengaged, your people have low engagement, but you actually might have a great process. So if you do actually have this situation here where you've got this great process, as opposed to having no process, and you find that your staff are still disengaged, well, this is what we call the disengagement zone. And disengagement zone just simply means that you could have a great process, right? But your staff don't care. And this has to do with your leadership. This has to do with, do you actually have the right people in place? This might be where sometimes we'll say, well, you've got the right people, you just haven't given them the great process. But sometimes if you find that you've got a great process to follow, but your people don't care, then that might indicate that you've actually got the wrong people in place, or it might indicate that you've got the wrong leadership in place to make those people engaged with the process. Really good example is there's a fast food company we all know called McDonald's. They've got a great process. It's indisputable how great their process is. And if people are disengaged from that process, then they just don't fit into that team. So great process is really where you start, but then you've also got to have the element of human contact and making sure that the people that are working within that process actually care about the business. Great process alone will not get you to where you want to go. You've got to make sure that you've got the team and the right team involved. Now we've got one quadrant left, which is essentially where you've got highly engaged people and you've got a great process. And what we call this zone is the flow zone. Now we call this the flow zone simply because ultimately what we want to do in business is we want to create flow. The flow of work, the flow of customers, the flow of cash, the flow of time, the flow of everything, the flow of work going out the door so that it doesn't stop you and your business and your people in your business and your customers. You really want to get into the flow zone, sometimes called flow state. But whatever you want to do, make sure that getting into flow and getting into that state is where you end up. Now, there is another level to this. So we've got this extra level here. We've got this extra level here that I'll just describe for you. Now, this extra level is, let's call this zone number 5. And this is the ultimate level that we want to get you to. So once we get a business and a business owner to a situation where they've got great staff and great staff engagement, we've got great processes, you're attracting great customers. One of the ways that happens quite often is to make sure that we're really clear on our niche and our specific product or service that we want to offer people. That ties into your employees because they can align with what that is in many cases. Once you get up into this area where, for example, if you're a cabinet maker and you're selling, kitchens and you're doing great design, it might be that you do great Hampton style kitchens for builders. Or it might be that you are the shaker kitchen king of your area. It might be that you do the best flat packing offer for all of your area. There might be something that you do that's specific to your niche. And once you do that, then your people that work for you in your business will get very attached to that niche because they will own it. They will want to make it the best. And you need to create great processes to get to that stage. But once you get known for those sorts of things, once you get known for one thing in particular, the zone that you get into is what we call the celebrity zone. Now, this zone is it's really the most important or the best sort of stage to get to, because now we're not saying that you want to be a celebrity up on stage singing songs or doing that. You might want to, but that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is in your space of the industry that you want to attract people to or from. Like I say, it might be Hampton style kitchens or whatever that is for you as a kitchen, joinery, furniture, shop fitting, commercial millwork, whatever it is that you're doing. Whatever it is that you want to do well and you want to thrive in that particular space, it can't be everything. You can't be great to everyone. You can't be great at doing domestic kitchens and commercial, shop fitting and all of these sorts of things. You've got to have one thing that you can hang your hat on. And once you do, you become well known in the industry for that one thing, or well known out in the marketplace for that one thing. The best businesses that we work with, without a doubt, not a shadow of a doubt, the best businesses that we work with, the most successful businesses, the businesses that find marketing easy because the right people are coming to them looking for the right things through a great marketing channel. Those businesses are always ones that are well known for at least one specific thing. Now, that's not to say you don't do other things, but you need to be known for at least one specific thing. And when you are, you sort of get into the celebrity zone where you're known by this group of people out there as the person or the business that does this one thing exceptionally well. And there's all kinds of things that you can specialize in the joinery industry. I mean, let's face it, most of you have a CNC machine, an edge bander, this wonderful factory setup. And I would challenge everybody that's listening to this right now to give some serious thought to how often that machinery is actually sitting idle. So we want to get your machinery working, and to do that, we need to get more work going through it. Your biggest investment is in your machinery. And if you want to get a return on your business, if you want to get your business making profit, that's your return. We have to make sure that machinery is working for the majority of the time that it's available to work. And to do that, we want to have more of the right people coming to you, wanting you to do the work for them. So there you go. So that's our breakdown of how to get you from the low cash zone, maybe out of that zone into maybe you're in the defect zone, maybe your clients are disengaged. And we definitely want to get you up into this zone here where you're creating flow. And the next level to that is to become exceptional at one thing and well-known and branded as one thing, and get you into the celebrity zone. Hopefully this has been helpful to you. If you like this, put some comments in the box, connect with us. We have a really, really good, active, vibrant Facebook group, the Joinery Business Hub. The Joinery Business Hub is our free Facebook group. So please join us there if you like what we're doing and join the conversation. If not, please put a comment or a like or follow us. Love to talk to you. My name is Bruce from the Joinery Coach, and I am signing off as soon as I figure out how to shut the video off, and look forward to talking to you again really soon.